We are now at the moment where there will have to be a global transition away from intensive and industrially based farming systems towards more regenerative and agroecological production systems which will work in harmony with nature. The wonderful news about farming is that whereas it's been part of the problem for the last few decades, if we change our farming practices, we can actually make farming part of the solution.
As I was growing up, I saw how year after year, it was getting harder and harder for my community to grow crops profitably and sustainably. I'm Moses Kimani, founder and CEO of Lentera Africa. Because of climate change, there was increased drought, increased flooding conditions. So after my studies, I said, why not form a company that can help farmers adapt to this new reality of farming? And that's how I started Lentera, with the aim of modernizing agriculture in Africa for the benefit of smallholder farmers. Smallholder farmers are usually a season away from total poverty. More than any other farmer, they should have access to data analytical tools and other tools that will help them adapt to climate change because they are the most vulnerable. Lentera is an agriculture technology company. We enable farmers increase their yields and adapt to climate change. And how we do this is we provide them with satellite-based crop analysis through our precision agriculture service. We advise them on what inputs to use, and we have a focus on sustainable, climate-smart inputs.
The role of technology in the transition is very important. We have an incredible network of satellites now that can take very high resolution photographs of the surface of the planet and measure all sorts of things from space that we thought would have been impossible just a few years ago.
We are currently working with a network of over 7,000 farmers across Kenya, and these farmers are widely dispersed throughout all the different regions of Kenya.
The three main issues which farmers are facing in Kenya today are climate, variation and change. Second one is declining soil fertility. And third, crop pests and diseases.
The beauty of what we provide with satellite-based crop analysis is that we can monitor any farm anywhere in the world and give the farmer a report. So we developed the technology in-house. We started off by creating our app called Crop HQ.
It's a do-it-yourself process. The farmer will log in, enter his name and the farm location. So the farm location is done using a GPS locator, which can be done through his phone. And then the next thing is getting to know the size of the farm. What you do is he just clicks a button and then goes around the farm. And then once he has done the four corners of the farm, we are able to get the land size.
We download the data, we process it with our analyst, and then we're able to look at what does this mean in terms of crop health analysis, satellite-based crop analysis, soil moisture analysis, as well as the weather analytics for that particular farm.
One thing the data doesn't give you is the solution. So from the data from the monitoring, we'll be able to tell the farmer that you have a soil moisture problem, you have a crop health problem. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't give you solutions. And that's where now the agronomist comes in. First, I begin with the soil fertility. How is the soil health? Is it good? How is the organic carbon? Can it sustain a good crop yield?
The danger of organic farming is waiting for the challenge to become a disaster. Lentera help us to come up with simple solutions. I'm really grateful for the technology. I have a weekly routine that I run in the farm. What I normally do is I put the application on, I go and then I do leaf sensing. Leaf sensing is when you take a photo using your phone and then you upload it on the application. It is able to diagnose and tell you the kind of challenge that you're facing. I'm able to solve the problem before it gets out of hand.
There's little doubt in my mind that the vast majority of the world's farmers would now willingly respond to the challenge of farming in harmony with nature and producing food without the dependency that they've come to rely on chemical inputs. So really the question arises, What would it take to enable that transition to take place?
The agricultural sector has made a lot of advances in moving towards sustainable practices, specifically in Kenya, where we are seeing people more interested in conservation agriculture, adopting minimum tillage. I'm a firm believer that you can grow crops in harmony with the environment and still be very profitable and sustainable for all levels of farmers, be it commercial farms, be it large farms, be it smallholder farms. Working in harmony with nature is good for everyone in the long run.